Imagine this. You're running a half marathon, then you suddenly see paramedics on bikes riding against the runners. Then the announcement, the race has been red flagged. Runners should slow down, drink up, and watch for signs of heat illness. Oh, like those two runners collapsed on the side of the course? That's my memory of the 1998 Indy Mini Marathon. Drop your worst hot weather workout story in the comments. Hi, I'm Dr. J. Like and subscribe for more science-based facts on exercise in all sorts of conditions. There's more to preventing heat-related illnesses during exercise in the heat than just slowing down and drinking up. Today, we'll break down the science of safe hot weather training and how to spot trouble before it's too late. The problem with exercising in hot weather is it releases a double-barrel blast of heat. Not only do you pick up radiant heat from the sun and surrounding surfaces, like the black asphalt of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, your muscles also throw heat at you when they contract. About 75 to 80% of the energy found inside an ATP molecule is released as heat, similar to the heat given off by the Bluesmobile at the end of the police chase. Getting rid of that heat is your body's top priority. Elevated core temperatures result in heat illnesses that, if left unchecked, can result in death. In fact, some athletes wear sensors or swallow digestible thermometer pills to keep tabs on their core temperature. The heat in your muscles is removed as blood flows past and carries the heat to the sweat glands in your skin. When the sweat evaporates, the heat escapes. In hot, dry heat, the sweat easily evaporates, leading to efficient cooling. But in hot, humid conditions, evaporation is impaired. This means less efficient cooling and therefore more sweating and more water loss. In fact, sweat rates can exceed more than 2 liters per hour in hot, humid conditions. With evaporation, there's also water loss that came from your blood, putting a strain on the cardiovascular system and your body's ability to keep core temperature down, unless you hydrate along the way. In other words, exercise sets up a battle between heat-generating muscles against the heat-removing cardiovascular system of sweat glands, with hydration serving as a peacekeeper. I remember the time when coaches thought drinking water during training was a sign of weakness. Unfortunately, it took the death of way too many athletes to change that mindset. Today, thanks to years of research, we know that hydration is the key to surviving exercise in the heat, and we have these guidelines to help achieve that. 2 to 3 hours before exercise, drink 15 to 20 ounces and another 8 ounces in the minutes before the workout. Add sodium if you're prone to heavy sweating or cramping. If you're in for a long time in the heat, consider a glycerol-containing beverage. It helps the body hold on to more water, giving you a hyperhydration. Studies show that glycerol-containing drinks can improve endurance time and potentially reduce core temperature. But hyperhydration can lead to stomach problems and electrolyte imbalances if not managed carefully. During exercise, drink 14 to 28 ounces spread out over each hour. The goal, to limit dehydration to less than 2% of your body weight. You can determine your sweat rate to personalize your fluid intake to match that rate. The instructions are in my hot weather and exercise guidelines linked in the description. After exercise, drink 100 to 150% of the fluid you lost, or 16 to 24 ounces for every pound you lost during exercise. You'll need to weigh yourself before and after exercise to know for sure, or keep drinking until your urine is regularly clear. As for what to drink, if you're exercising for less than an hour with low to moderate sweating, water or coconut water will do. But if your sweat rate is high, go for a sugar-free electrolyte drink. For exercise in the heat longer than an hour, make it a sports drink. Avoid energy drinks. They aren't designed for hydration, but their caffeine may give your workout a boost if drank before exercise. Speaking of caffeine, it doesn't dehydrate you. The water that comes with it can help with hydration, just not as much as plain water or that in a sports drink. There are a lot of options out there with different amounts of sugar and electrolytes, and with different flavorings, so it may take some trial and error to find the one that works best for you. Share your favorite hydration beverage and why in the comments. Along with hydration, one of the best defenses against a high core temperature is acclimatization. Heat acclimatization takes 7 to 14 days of regular heat exposure. Start with daily workouts in the heat that last 20 to 30 minutes, but at a moderate intensity. Remember, intense workouts generate more heat, the thing your body's trying to remove. Then gradually increase the duration followed by the intensity. Also, along the way, don't forget to maintain water and electrolyte levels. As you become acclimated, you can expect earlier onset of sweating and a higher sweat rate, less sodium or salt in your sweat. I know you taste it. Reduced heart rate for the same workout, lower core temperature for similar conditions, and just feeling more comfortable in the heat, which is a big win. Staying cool is not just a goal for during exercise, but before and after as well. You can pre-cool and start with a lower core temperature with cold water immersion, ice slurries, or a cooling vest. Cool down after exercise with a cold shower or ice bath. But remember that ice baths slow muscle growth if that's important to you. And if you need immediate cooling during exercise, pour water over your head, use ice towels or ice packs, or sip on cold beverages. And don't forget the obvious strategies. Exercise during the cool hours of the day or in the shade if you can find any. Hit like and subscribe if you're finding this helpful. What you wear during exercise in the heat also makes a difference. Wear lightweight, moisture-wicking fabrics. Stick with light colors. They don't absorb as much heat as dark. Avoid cotton. It traps sweat and slows evaporation. Even though less than 15% of the heat is lost through your head. If you want sun protection headwear, go with a ventilated hat or visor. Avoid waterproof rain gear unless absolutely necessary. It traps heat. Let's go over the warning signs that you don't want to ignore. Heat cramps or painful muscle spasms can be a sign of sodium loss, but they aren't necessarily warning signs of impending more serious conditions. They can also come from just muscle fatigue, heat syncope, or dizziness. You may not notice it until you stop, but take it as a sign to hydrate and rest. Heat exhaustion symptoms include heavy sweating, weakness, nausea, and dizziness. These occur when core temperatures between 101 and 104 degrees. Not deadly, but serious. It's important to immediately move to a cool place and cool down the body with a cold compress, a cold shower or bath, or put a towel soaked in cold water on the skin. If heat exhaustion isn't stopped, it can transition to the more serious heat stroke. Its symptoms include hot skin, no sweating, confusion, and a core temperature of 104 or higher. If these are present, call emergency services immediately and rapidly cool the body with ice packs to the groin, armpits, and neck, or a cold water immersion. Next, a few myths to pour cold water on. You should drink as much water as possible. No, overhydration can be deadly, but you might have to work at it, like drinking liters of water per hour within a few hours. Only unfit people get heat illness. Not true, even elite athletes are at risk. Salt tablets can help. Maybe if it's a long endurance event or if you're a heavy sweater, but take with plenty of water. Coconut water is better than a sports drink. It's trendy but low in sodium, so not ideal for heavy sweat loss. Stick with proven sports drinks, especially during endurance exercise. To beat the heat, acclimatize gradually, hydrate wisely, listen to your body, and use cooling strategies when necessary. To help, I have a free hot weather and exercise guideline document. It's quick and practical, and you can get it from the link in the description. Hit like if you've learned something new, subscribe for more evidence-based fitness facts, and share these tips with your training buddy. And remember, summertime training can be safe and effective. You just have to be smart. Thanks for watching, and as always, my answers come from peer-reviewed research.